Yeah, I mean, I'm here today to do this interview to let the world and everybody know that I am retired, and I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody. Saturday was a very emotional day for me. It kind of weird because my heart when Oba Femi slammed me at WrestleMania, I was like, I can't do this again.
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, I think I'm done.
He can't take the slams.
But
Man, look at that. The alpha male of our species, according to Pat McAfee, 7-time World Wrestling Entertainment Champion, 3-time Universal Champion, 2-time Royal Rumble winner, 1-time King of the Ring, 1-time Money in the Bank winner, 1-time UFC Heavyweight Champion, 1-time NCAA Division 1 National Champion, 1-time New Jersey, I don't know if that's New Jersey, NJCAA National Champion, 2-time NCAA All-American, 2-time NJCAA, maybe junior, that's a junior division, NJCAA All-American, 2-time Big Ten champion, and 33-0 in his senior year of high school when it came to wrestling. Wow, this universe.
That has followed me since I was a little kid all the way till Saturday. I was just a farm kid from South Dakota with a big dream and a big heart and a big ass chip on my shoulder. And I'm just grateful to be God and everybody that supported me.
Oh my God, he's going to thank everyone. It's so emotional. Welcome to the Tea Drop, where the brew is strong and there's always lots to talk about. That over here, this gentleman right here, if you guys don't know, this is Brock Lesnar. He was live on the Pat McAfee Show this week, confirming many of us suspected the moment that bell rang on night one's main event of SummerSlam, it was over. The beast is done. Finally, we are not worried that this will happen again. The beast is done. He's not taking time off. He's not lying to us like he did at WrestleMania 42, and he didn't even say never say never. Brock Lesnar, for as far as we know, as of this week, is retired. Saturday night, that's it. US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It was Brock Lesnar's home turf main event of SummerSlam Night 1. This man went toe-to-toe against Oba Femi. Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi locked inside of a Hell in the Cell match, and Oba Femi won. No ifs or buts, no coconuts. He is done. He defeated Brock Lesnar in Brock's home state inside a structure where Brock has created some of the most violent moments of his career, which we also went over in a prior video. Definitely check it out on the channel. And why it's important that Oba Femi had to defeat him in a Hell in the Cell match. Why it was important. Because it's one of the matches that Brock Lesnar's never been defeated. And if Oba Femi is the only one that can defeat him in that match, and Brock Lesnar retires, Oba's stock just goes higher. Oba survived multiple F5s. He survived being driven through the steel stairs. He absorbed everything Brock Lesnar could throw at him, including a damn tombstone pile driver through the damn wood, the planks of the ring. Took off the ring mat, took off the small thin of cushion that they have, and tombstone power drived him. Still kicked out. I mean, I'll be honest, that's a little ridiculous. He kicked out of that. It just overpowers Oba Femi as hell going forward, and how WWE deals with that creatively, we'll have to see. Regardless, when this match was over, Oba Femi was standing tall as the winner. That alone would have been a massive moment. But what happened after the match made it something much bigger. Because afterwards, Brock Lesnar does a speech saying he was the past, Oba Femi is the future, and basically gave Oba Femi his flowers on camera in front of his Minneapolis crowd. And in that moment, Brock publicly acknowledges the man who just defeated him, who will be the next big thing, at least, hopefully, as long as creative doesn't mess him up. And that's it. Passing of the torch from one beast to another, or from one beast to a ruler, however you want to choose to word it. You can go back to the Pat McAfee Show video, and I'll drop the link in the clip. He was very thankful of the moment. He even said, my heart went to Oba Femi. He slammed him at WrestleMania, and he was like, he can't do it again. And he pretty much, during that WrestleMania 42 match, he confirmed he was done. But he wanted to end it at his home turf. Do you blame him, though? What better way to go out than your home turf? That tells us this wasn't a decision Brock suddenly made after SummerSlam. This was all planted at WrestleMania back in April when they faced here in the middle of Las Vegas. He got slammed by Brock Lesnar, and I don't know which moment. I mean, we can try to find it right here. This moment right here is probably what Brock's talking about when he slammed him and he couldn't feel that. He doesn't want to feel that ever again. This is the moment when Brock first felt that his body might be telling him it was time. SummerSlam in August was when he finally pulled the trigger, and that brings us to the real, somewhat T-drop debate. Did WWE give Oba Femi the perfect passing of the torch moment? Think about what everything Oba received. He main evented SummerSlam in Brock Lesnar's home state. He faced Brock Lesnar inside a cell. He won clean and decisively. There was no interference. There was no DQs of whatsoever. I mean, you can't DQ a Hell in the Cell, but what I'm getting at, there's no controversial things happening. There's no cheating, no this, no that. No one helped anyone. It was clean and through. There was no screw job type finish to even protect Brock Lesnar. It was done. And then within days, Brock officially confirmed his retirement. That announcement makes Oba's victory feel even bigger in retrospect. And after the match, Brock publicly endorsed Oba on camera. Compare that with how most wrestling legends actually leave the business. Some are forced into retirement because of an injury. Some quietly disappear after their contracts expire. Some wrestle their final matches without anybody realizing they're watching the end of a career. Kind of like AJ Styles this year. Others receive a farewell match that are built more around nostalgia than creating the future. Anyway, Oba didn't defeat a ceremonial version of Brock Lesnar taking a victory lap. He defeated Brock in a real main event in Brock's building and Brock's hometown inside one of the most dangerous match types in WWE. Then Brock effectively told the world, "You're the guy now." That is about clean as a passing of the torch can possibly be nowadays in professional wrestling. And Brock's decision to retire actually makes sense. If you think about it, Brock Lesnar is 49 years old. He even said it on this podcast that I got run over by a Nigerian nightmare dump truck Saturday night, and it's time. That's a quote from him. It doesn't sound like someone who wants to come back or thinks he should come back. He's being smart about it. He's ending it in the top of his career. It sounds like a man who took a serious beating from a massive athletic wrestler in his 20s and felt exactly how his body responded. Brock didn't spend the interview talking about revenge. It's all about this whole interview that was done on the 4th of August is all about the end. He didn't tease a one more match kind of situation. He didn't say that he would be waiting for the right opponent or the right amount of money. He talked about, honestly, hunting. He talked about his sons. He talked about his daughter. He's basically putting wrestling aside. He is doing his version of John Cena saying, once he's done, he's done. Maybe he'll show up, promote a show maybe in the future. Who knows? Maybe he'll show up at the Hall of Fame. Maybe they're going to lock him in for the Hall of Fame in 2027. But now he got all the money he needs. He got everything he needs to live a comfortable life. He's started his charcoal brand, he's collaborating with a charcoal company. So that's another means of income that he's getting that he doesn't have to worry about. He's focusing on his family now. He talked about his daughter potentially competing in tracks in the 2028 Olympic Games. That's massive. And I'm sure he wants to be there in every step of the game to see her succeed, the same way anyone that was involved with his career wanted him to succeed. This is all retirement language at this point, guys. That is a man closing one chapter because he is ready to be present for the next chapter of his life, which seems to be with his family. He sounds final. It's it. And it's great for him. Now, we have to talk about what this means for Oba Femi going forward, because on paper, the competitive story between these two doesn't feel somewhat completely settled, even though it feels like with wrestling, never say never, right? I feel it should be done. Who knows how WWE is, especially since there's a WrestleMania down the corner in Saudi. Who knows what can happen? They were tied 1-1 after Clash of Italy. They had one final encounter, which was at SummerSlam. And that was it. It was the rubber match. We were done. They did it at his playground, which was the Hell in the Cell. which The Undertaker put Brock Lesnar over in twice. Never say never, but I think he's done. I think Brock Lesnar's done. And now Oba Femi has his sights on other things. He's going to go towards the championship, I guess, at this point. He's going to go against maybe Roman in the future, but I don't know if it's going to be this year. Maybe it's going to be at WrestleMania, or maybe it'll be at the end of the year. It's going to have to be in a big PL. WWE doesn't get many opportunities to give a wrestler in his 20s a clean victory over an all-time attraction like Brock Lesnar. Most of the time, legends are protected. The finishes sometimes gets complicated. Somebody interferes. The younger wrestler wins through luck instead of dominance at times, or the veteran eventually comes back and gets the victory back. WWE avoided all of this. They had Brock Lesnar lose clean. They put him over the same way The Rock put Brock over, the same way Undertaker put him over. And now all that aura, I guess, Brock had from all those people putting him over now gets transferred to Oba. They gave Oba the final stands, and then, like I said, Brock confirmed that the match was his last. And that's it. Now the responsibility shifts to Oba going forward, and creative, of course. Beating Brock Lesnar should not be treated like another achievement that gets mentioned for 2 weeks before WWE moves on. The victory should change the way Oba is presented permanently. He defeated Brock Lesnar in the main event of SummerSlam inside Hell in a Cell in Brock's home state. At this point, this is not a mid-card resume point. It's the foundation for the next monster to be the top of WWE. The creative team now has to follow through. Oba should feel more dangerous after this match. Everyone should be scared of him. I'll be honest, the fact that they had a little swap between Oba and Braun Breaker and Braun is not worried. Either Braun is very confident in himself, or maybe Oba needs to prove how powerful he's become, quote unquote, after defeating Brock Lesnar, and that no one can F with him, including Braun Breaker. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks. They're definitely collisioning after what happened at this last week's Raw. Now, it's all on the commentary too. The commentary team should frame him differently going forward. Champions in WWE should see him as a big threat, even though CM Punk is not seeing that. That's crazy. Even Roman, I guess. And I think Oba said it in his Raw promo that I think he's in the business. I'm not quoting him unquote, but he's pretty much trying to get rid of all the old timers and put way towards the new timers, which is him, Braun Breaker, anyone else around his era, maybe early 30s as well. But he's pretty much put a warning out there to anyone in the 40 club holding a belt that your time is up. And I guess Braun Breaker didn't like that he's the one leading the charge for that, and that's why he gave him the stank face. But honestly, I think Braun should treat it as a way to work together and then be friends, be teammates, and then become enemies once the job is done. But we'll see. I think they first have to be like little bros, fight it out, get that heat off, and maybe they'll fight each other. And then they'll work together. Who knows? They need to see Oba Femi as a threat, because when you defeat Brock Lesnar, guys, you don't go back to being just another promising name on the roster, especially after beating him in his final match. Him saying he's done. Him saying that Oba really put a pounding on him. He's never said that about any other wrestler, by the way, guys. No other wrestler he's ever said after a match, oh, this guy really busted me up. He's only said it about Oba Femi, as far as I know. You guys can correct me in the chat if you want. But that's a powerful statement, and it benefits Oba Femi. You become the man who retired the beast, the beast that broke the Undertaker streak, the beast that has defeated many top champions throughout his career. And now we say goodbye to one of the most unusual careers in the history of combat sports. More than 20 years as one of the wrestling's biggest attractions, a multiple-time WWE champion, a Royal Rumble winner, a King of the Ring winner, the man who entered WrestleMania 30 and defeated The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. A former UFC heavyweight champion, a farm kid from South Dakota who became one of the most dominant athletes ever to enter a wrestling ring or an octagon. Brock Lesnar never needed to wrestle every week. He didn't need to do long speeches. He didn't need complicated stories even. When he entered and he appeared, the entire show felt different. Now his career ends in Minneapolis after being defeated clean by the man WWE clearly wants to establish as its next unstoppable force. No screw jobs, no weird endings, no controversy, no immediate comebacks, just one monster stepping aside for the next one. Brock Lesnar's career is over, but for Oba Femi, the real pressure begins now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this the perfect way for Brock Lesnar to retire? Did WWE give Oba Femi the greatest possible passing of the torch moment he can get? And where should Oba go after defeating the Beast? As always, if the T hit right, hit the like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.